them low, but like obviously he ain't gonna release it because he ain't got the fucking fan base anymore like he used to. Like 2016 was his peak of career, I'd say. Like I'd say the last banger he probably released was Arms Around You, and that was just because that was the first ever song what got released with XXXTentacion
I'll be honest,
before he died.
the only song that I rate from him is with Kanye West.
Oh yeah. I like I don't think Boss is too bad by Lil Pump. It's not bad. Like it's got like a good beat and everything, but then you hear Lil Pump on the track and it's kind of like, you know.
It's the same thing every time.
Yeah.
There's
everyone-
nothing new about it.
Everyone just tried to follow the wave of Lil Pump. Like you had Blueface. Everybody fucking knows Blueface, but that guy was known for like rapping off beat. Like he cannot rap on beat for
No, he
shit.
can't.
Like
Well, I think
yeah, carry on.
even though he can't, it's his thing.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the same with like mumble rap. Like mumble rap was Lil Pump's thing,
Yeah.
obviously, because like he repeated words, kind of catchy, kept going. But now like that's why like older people, like say people who used to listen to like Eminem, Tupac,
Yeah.
Biggie, absolutely hate the rap community at the moment because it's just
I think
that was awful when it was all like that.
Yeah, I think as well. Another thing was when it was say like 2016 time, there was obviously like Lil Pump and all that were coming up. A lot of the mumble rappers were coming up, and it might not have been good popular, but it was popular.
Yeah.
So what the industry did was they started putting loads of industry plants in. So they had like I can't remember what his name was, but he was the guy. He was about 30 years old, and he was posing to be like one of these SoundCloud rappers. His name
I remember
passes me.
there was a guy who they
He's got like he always used to wear grills.
Yeah.
No, you're talking about they were quite spiky ones as
Mm.
well.
It was like a proper like industry plant. Like they just put him in there because he fit into that genre, but like
Yeah,
he
no,
wasn't
he's
in that age group or anything. It's just because they wanted to mimic what was going on. I think.
I think the only industry plant like one I actually know like by name is probably Baby Goth because she done a song with Trippie
yeah.
Redd. But that song was an industry plant. Like she had no fucking views at that time, and they were like, "Fuck it, let's just whack a well-known name on that song."
And
Like,
she's popped in on.
like Lil Xan was on that song as well, and he was popping at that time.
Mm.
Like everyone knows Lil Xan.
Like it's weird to see these weird rappers you've never seen before come up onto like Trippie's album and stuff.
That's
and
what,
that was what Life's a Trip, wasn't it?
yeah.
That was on Life's a Trip, and that was a very high anticipated album. And then to see someone on there that no one knows in the industry is weird, really weird, you know.
It's like I'm trying to think of that guy. I think I might know who you're talking about. He had like
Riff Raff.
No, it wasn't
no.
Riff Raff. It
Oh,
wasn't
right,
Riff Raff. I know who you're
okay.
talking about, but it was.
he had green hair.
It was his name. It was like a Lil something, and that's another thing that fits
Yeah,
into the
everyone
thing.
follows.
That's another thing.
That whole thing is basically fucking. Oh, what's that?
But yeah, he had like a Lil tag, and he did a couple songs. No, he did one that was. I want to say it was called like Red Roses or something. He was like a bit like Lil Skies. He was trying to like copy off that, and it was like it literally was like if you listen to it side by side, he proper jacks his flow and everything.
What's he look like? Describe him. I think.
Well,
Has he done a song with Little Skies?
No, he hasn't. He
Oh,
hasn't
no,
done
it
anything
ain't
with
him.
anyone. But like
Oh,
people say he sounds like him, and it's all just what the industry's done. You know? Yeah.
It's like a lot of industry people now like think they can gain loads of views off people who die.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
As soon as
no.
when they die, they're like, "Fuck it, let's release a unreleased song with them." But like, get on to the X subject.
Yeah.
They're coming out of a song with Juice World, which makes no sense to me at all because X never knew Juice.
Yeah.
X was about before Juice even like come out, and they're
Mhm.
releasing they're releasing a song and everything, and it's just making no sense. I honestly think it's just because of the fact of they want to milk X a bit more.
Yeah, it's money grabs, and that's unfortunate because they're both respectable artists in their own forms, but they didn't know each other. Yeah.
Is the charity still set up for his? I know there was a charity for
The
Well,
Helping
X's-
Hand,
X's charity,
Helping Hand,
Yeah.
Helping Hand.
Helping Hand,
yeah.
Helping
I
Hand
think-
challenge.
I think that's still going, but
There are
not
people
as.
that do it. Yeah,
you know.
I think. Yeah.
It's another thing. When X died, they released all of this merch, but this was not the top quality merch what X actually wanted. Like, you see the merch what he was going to release before he died, and that was like some jean jackets, proper loads of designs on it, looking so good. And now it's just like a regular hoodie with just
I know the
picture of
hoodie
the
you're
album.
talking. There was a hoodie, right? That
That went for like thousands.
yeah. Do you remember the multicolored hoodie as
Yeah,
well? Right.
that goes for like thousands now.
Yeah, but like it was just mad the stuff he had, and then obviously I don't the topic of Cleo X's mum just milking everything, man. Like he's had like what he's done 2 promiscuous albums. So after he's dead, he's had 2 albums being done. I think 2.
Yeah, because he had bad
Bad Vibe Forever.
Bad Vibes Forever, Skins, and then you obviously had the members only one. If
Yeah,
I'm being
eventually,
honest,
yeah, he had members only one. Yeah,
I thought members only sucked.
yeah, but I didn't think it was that bad because I like a lot of the members and members only anyway. But
Craig Zan and Ski Mask are probably the only ones I like Kid Trunks. Yeah,
I know there's a lot of stuff floating in the air about Joey Badass right now. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff going on there between Joey Badass and X because he was a members only as well. But like, people like Bass Santana and everything, really good members.
Yeah, like people who have been there since the start. Like,
yeah,
I think I saw something the other day. It was like an unreleased Instagram live that Ski Mask released, and it was saying like these people didn't want to fuck with X before I even spoke to him, and obviously bringing it across to it being members only, saying none of these people wanted to be like know him. They said he was weird. They didn't want to hang out with him. But soon as when he released "Look at Me," they were like, "Fuck it, let's jump on his bandwagon."
yeah, man.
With his music, I'd seen. I'm not sure which group it was that was talking about him, but they were saying that he would go like literally days on end, like not talking to anyone. Like he would
He
sit
didn't
there in
socialise.
That's the
silence.
kind of guy he was, though. I think.
He's the sort of guy to just keep himself to himself, and then just like he would study stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
because he went to Sweden, and he found this sound, and that's where he made King of the Dead.
Yeah.
And which is one of my favourite X songs. And he made things like King of the Dead and Gnarly Bastard, and he found the sound in Sweden. He says it in the song, but it's like you said, he would go out and study all this stuff. But he was quite a personal person anyway. He was to himself and everything. And that's because of what was going on in his head. But like you said, he did study a lot of the stuff.
but I think that's what made his music quite unique, because he never stuck to the same sound. Like, if you listen to X's like early stuff, it's so different to all of his new stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Obviously.
also what kind of makes it sad because all of his new releases were about him. Well, it was like he's reflecting on his old self, and he was trying to make the changes, and no pun intended. And obviously he was murdered.
Yeah.
Whilst he was trying to make a better him.
Yeah, and like what you said about sounds and how I think it's interesting how I was speaking to someone earlier about how I feel like a lot of rappers, they have their own sound. Like if you hear a Trippy song, you know you can't say that's someone else. No one sounds like Trippy does. He's got such a unique voice.
It's like, yeah, he has that tone of when like he shouts in music as well. Like he's perfected
he
the tone of
screams it.
shouting.
Ski Mask.
Ski as well. He's got such a unique.
He spoke on that. He said it was X that kind of not taught him, but he showed him how to like perfect those shouts. He said you can't just shout. You have to be angry. You have to feel something whilst you were shouting. Otherwise, it just doesn't.
Yeah, like you have to have like an emotional state before you actually do it.
And like so people like you can tell when it's one of their songs, but like I think I like Lil Skies a lot, but I think a lot of his stuff does sound similar, and you can easily mistake a Lil Skies song for another rapper's song. I think.
Yeah.
Which is it's not a bad thing, but I think that unique tone that a lot of rappers have sets them apart, sort of thing.
It's just because like a lot of rappers stick to the same like sort of flow, if we're gonna say that. Like you have Migos, for instance, they've stuck for the same flow for ages, and I can say they've kind of fell off. Like you don't hear much about Migos. Like Offset released his own album, that flopped. Quavo released an album, flopped. Takeoff released an album, flopped. It's because they don't change their actual flow at all.
But I think the thing is, I think that's what works for Migos as well. So it's what works for them. They still get money for it. But like you said, when Offset went independent, they've all done independent stuff, and it just hasn't gone well.
I think they're better as a group.
Yeah, they are. And that's not a bad thing. But I think like I don't really rate Migos that highly because you listen to their songs, you know, Bad and Bougie. You listen to
Walk it.
Walk It, yeah, literally, and they all sound really similar. And I can't sit there and listen to all of them, but like every now and again I hear it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But they still top the Billboard charts.
Yeah, obviously it's just because of the names of them. They're three mainstream names. Like if you hear Offset, you're gonna hear Cardi B.
Mhm.
If you hear Quavo, you're gonna hear like, let's say Pop Smoke.
Who's Quavo with now? Quavo's with someone that's famous. I'm pretty sure. I read that. It was someone. I don't know if they're in the rap game, but I'm pretty sure he's with someone famous.
No, I'd have no idea.
Yeah.
But it's like Offset's at the peak of being relevant, but that's not because of his name. It's because of obviously his fiance's name, Cardi B. Because everyone, if you think about Cardi B, everyone knows fucking Offset off that because the baby daddy of Cardi B. But like, yeah, back onto the subject of SoundCloud rappers and that. Like, I think early 2016, that's when they all started coming in, the SoundCloud rappers. That's when like one of the best ciphers were released on Double XL. They had Kodak Black, 21 Savage,
Denzel Curry.
Denzel Curry.
Denzel Curry's brilliant. I think he's a highly underrated rapper as well. Not a lot of people sit there and rate Denzel Curry, but he's brilliant.
He's another rapper who's got like a weird genre though. Like he don't stick to the same sound.
No.
Like you had one of his songs named Ricky, where he's like constantly shouting and stuff like that, and then you got Black Balloons. That's all like mellow, like fucking sad rap.
Denzel Curry is very similar to J. Cole in the sense that his music is pretty much life advice.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of J. Cole's music is kind of reflecting on how up and coming artists, mostly young artists, will kind of they'll reach their peak, they'll waste their money, they'll like flaunt all of their fame, and that's it. They'll have their drop off. They don't know how to kind of set themselves up for the future.
You've just expanded Lil Pump's career.
And pretty much.
Yeah.
Denzel Curry, I think.
He's still doing albums. He's still doing tours.
Clout Code.
Cobain.
Well,
That
was
was-
doing tours. Was doing
was
tours.
doing tours. Yeah.
Yeah, Clout Cobain was a good example of that.
That was a good.
How,
Was that an album?
No, it's just a song.
It's just a single.
That was on the Black Balloons album, though. I think. It
Yeah,
was.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That was about. I'm pretty sure. Like views on social media, or just in people in general, not wanting you to advance in life. Like they kind of want you to be in the same pool they are in.
Yeah, and I think another thing about like underrated rappers and stuff, you know, they go under. So like, well, I think one of the best best rappers right now in the generation is Jid. Jid is brilliant.
Is really fast as
He's
well.
so-
He's got
he's so
such a
fast.
unique flow of how fast he actually goes.
He's so fast, but like I think you mentioned Jid to anyone, especially also another thing to mention is the fact that obviously the rap scene in America isn't really prevalent a lot in the UK.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Jid to anyone here, especially they wouldn't know who he is.
It's because obviously a lot of the UK stick to that obviously grime scene. No one ever really ventures out of like stuff like that.
Yeah, but and you know I was a big fan of the grime scene back in the day, and I still listen now, but I don't know, I had more of a prevalence to American rap as I was getting older and stuff, and then you sort of get involved and you find one rapper, and then you end up finding them all down the wormhole.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would say I've never really been a fan of grime. Like
Yeah,
it's just the fact of it just repeats itself to me. It literally repeats
Yeah.
itself to me.
and then obviously, grime gave birth to drill.
Which is
Yeah, I hate drill.
Yeah.
literally the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I was speaking to my girlfriend's dad about grime, but like their grime back in the day was so much different
It
to
was
what.
like garage.
Yeah,
and stuff.
it was like it weren't drill music. It was actual like, just it was called grime because it was from the
That
UK.
was probably when gigs was popping off. And
Yeah.
Then,
You had Lethal Bizzle as well. He was like quite a big
Where
thing
Dizzy
at the time as
Rascal
well.
was popular
Yeah,
as
Dizzy
well,
Rascal. That's when the UK scene was actually kind of good.
I think it's Pow. Lethal Bizzle is actually banned from playing in big clubs because they believe it aggravates the.
that makes sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like back onto the subject of obviously the dead rappers.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on like some of them who actually died? Like let's talk about let's talk about Lil Peep, for instance. Like, his genre was so much different to other rappers. Like, a lot of, like, if you watch other podcasts, they explain they wouldn't class him as just a hip hop person because he had such a different genre. He had like a punk sort of genre to him. He also had a sort of rock vibe to him.
He was one of the first, like I guess you can call it emo rap.
Yeah, emo
gave
rap.
birth to that sort of thing.
Like, he brought three different things together. Like, you had punk rock, and rap all together,
Yeah.
which caused this one thing when emo rap became like the top fucking thing at the time.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously when he died, that was the fucking mainstream thing. Like, there was so many conspiracies about that. Like, you had where people were saying like Goth Boy Click actually killed him. You had obviously his management apparently led him to basically die because they kept feeding him drugs and stuff like that.
There's that stuff about Tracy as well.
Oh, what was that? The stuff about Tracy.
No, it might not have been Tracy. It was someone. One of his friends was there, and they knew it was ODing, wasn't it? That.
I think that was Bexy.
Yeah,
I think it
yeah.
was.
I got.
Bexley was there. I thought it was. I know. Well, I read up on the drug he overdosed on because it was mixed with fentanyl.
Mm.
One of the side effects is it sounds like you're snoring, but it's not. That's your airways closing up.
Yeah.
So they thought he was sleeping. So the videos and Snapchats and Instagrams they took, he was actually
He was
dead.
actually
He
dead.
was dead in all
That's
of those.
mad.
Obviously Bexy had an interview like before, like after Philly died, and was like saying like he didn't know he was actually ODing because obviously he thought he was sleeping because of the whole snoring situation.
Yeah.
But back onto people thinking Goth Boy Click actual killed him. If you watch the conspiracy on it, there are some major fucking things what point to Goth Boy Click doing it. But like me being a fan of obviously a lot of them, I don't believe it, but like I guess it kind of makes sense. Like, obviously his management was pushing him away from Goth Boy Click. Like, they moved him to like London, for instance, to get away from him because they thought they were dragging him down, like
They were using him.
like ruin his reputation really. Like like obviously after when he moved to London, they all slated him. They slated him like I think that's when him and Tracy fell out. But obviously when they obviously got the Xanax or whatever it was, when he got given it, apparently it was someone from Goth Boy Click who actually gave it to him, and obviously like you said, it was laced with fentanyl, and yeah, after that. But then there's another one where it's like the management done it. They apparently Goth Boy Click was trying to help Lil Peep, but then obviously when they dragged him away, it made him more depressed because he weren't with his like best mate Tracy, all of his homies really, and apparently, you know, when he releases like when he used to release videos on like Instagram doing drugs and stuff, normal companies say like, for instance, say if like Ariana Grande was on Instagram Live popping pills,
Yeah.
her company would shut them off, like be like, take that down now, you're ruining your reputation. They let Lil Peep do that, so I think that's the point of where I think the management was basically feeding him the drugs, because that's obviously he's the drugged out sad boy, yeah. So like obviously I reckon they fed him all these drugs and then he done too many because obviously he was getting sad because.
And I think that's the thing as well. If the management aren't stepping in, then there's something wrong already, you know. And like, it's the same with a lot of rappers as well. But like a lot of rappers, you know, everyone does their drugs differently, right? But like you said about Goth Boy Click, if they weren't stepping in when he was because he was doing a lot of drugs, he was anyway. And if he hadn't been laced, it might have been downhill anyway. But the fact that he wasn't stepping in and doing anything, then that shows something as well.
I think the point of it as well, if you watch the documentary, Lil Peep got to the point of where he didn't want to release music anymore because they were pushing it on him so fucking much, like to the point it got him really depressed. And then they shoved him on the tour, which I think led him to wanting to do more, like numb his pain, because obviously he's doing all these tours. If you watch the tour videos from when he actually performed, you can tell he wasn't with it. He was fucked on stage, everything.
I think he did like 3 songs, didn't he? And then the final song, he kind of snapped out of the.
Yeah, I know which one. That's on the documentary.
Yeah, because he'd like throw up after every song, and then like, on the final song, he like kind of snapped. It was almost as if he was in a trance. He like snapped out of it and just like completely killed that final song.
Like, if you watch the videos, like, you can tell he weren't with it. He's like wobbling on stage, like he ain't performing how he would do. Like, if you watched all of his underground stuff, he was like proper with the fans, getting involved. These other ones, he's just standing there wobbling about, like proper out of it.
She's forced to do it, man.
Exactly,
It's
like.
rough.
And on that same night as well, there was videos uploaded of him in a bathroom. He's like leaning over the sink,
In
and
his
like
blood, wasn't it? Yeah.
bleeding from his nose from like all the coke that he was doing before the shows to keep him awake.
It's like I'm trying to think now. You had obviously when he went on tour, he wasn't leaving his actual bus. We're gonna get back to where I was. Obviously, when Peep was on tour, he didn't leave his shuttle bus. Like he was on like his last few days of the tour, and he had like I think 3 days left before the tour was over, and that's like I think it was like 30 shows. How many shows was it?
Around that. That's
About
probably
30
why he
shows.
was doing so much coke.
Yeah, because he weren't leaving the shuttle bus or anything. And obviously he was getting mad depressed. Like, it's like if you don't leave the house for a long while, I think a lot of people get depressed at staring at the same walls and stuff like that.
Welcome to my world.
Welcome to lockdown, man.
Yeah.
Isolation. You know?
Lockdown fucked people up, really.
Yeah, man.
Like, speaking of lockdown, you all know Tory Lanez?
Oh yeah.
When he released, he's, I'm trying to think what it's called. When he started going Instagram live doing lockdown live or something like that, and he was like you had fucking birds on there twerking.
Oh, he did like the one-on-ones.
Yeah,
one-on-ones, and he
some
used
of them like
Some of them are angry.
yeah, and there was like full-on nudity in some of them.
But talking on Tory Lanez, isn't he getting deported because didn't he shoot Megan Thee Stallion?
Yeah, he shot. No, he ain't getting deported. He's going to prison.
Oh, mad.
It was like 3 times she got
Yeah,
hit, wasn't
he
it?
shot her.
Yeah.
Why was he shot her? Was it an accident, or
I
did he actually
think
mean to shoot her?
He released a whole album on it. I should have listened to it before
Shooting
fucking.
Megan Thee Stallion.
No, he released an album on it. Like I think like something about people fucking him over and stuff like that. And then obviously he was drunk. Obviously he has these guns, and he obviously like, oh, that's a bit funny. Let's shoot this bitch in the fucking foot. And that's it. And then after that there was like the silence. Megan Thee Stallion comes out saying, yes, Tory Lanez did shoot me in the foot. More silence. Tory Lanez still ain't said anything. Then he released that, unreleased that. Then he released that album, basically stating why he did it. Obviously, I ain't listened to it, so I can't really be like.
So he's actually going to prison then?
Yeah, I think he's looking at 7 years or something, because he released a Instagram post with his kids saying like he's gonna miss him and stuff like that. Releasing one more song before he goes away and stuff like that.
He won't get 7 years though. They won't do it. 6ix9ine didn't even get that long. He won't get 7 years, guaranteed. None of the rappers do. They've all got money.
Talking about prison, when's Bobby Schmurder coming out?
And then, man, he's got to catch his hat.
Yeah, true.
He's
It's
got
still
to
coming down.
He's got to catch his hat. He's got to come out of prison. Well, the thing is, I think Bobby Schmurder was meant to come out, and then they denied him parole.
Yeah, he did get denied on that. Have you guys heard 21 Savage's new album?
I ain't listened to it, man.
One.
He made it. I think it hasn't done too bad. I don't think.
See, I ain't listened to that either, but like Metro Boomin was the producer on that, and normally when 21 Savage and Metro Boomin do a song together, it's a banger.
Yeah, man.
And apparently 21 Savage got Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, he
on
got him
it.
to say something.
Yeah, got him to say
He
something
got him
on
to
the
say
fucking
something on
track.
the album. Yeah, I saw that. I think that's brilliant as well, because I think 21 was at a point where he could have fell off. I reckon if he did not done anything, he would have fell off. I think.
This is also what I was going to question about Peep is, would he have been as big as he is if he was still alive?
I think so. I think he would have been bigger because of the fact of, if you watch the documentary, he was branching out from music. He was doing modelling. He was becoming a model for SoundCloud.
Yeah.
He was doing fucking modelling for all that. Clothing. He was working on clothing like obviously X was doing. Like, so I reckon soon as when rappers branch out and do other stuff, it honestly don't matter if they fall off.
Yeah.
So then, like, obviously they have that to fall on top of. It's like, trying to think. Gucci Mane, for instance. No one hears a Gucci Mane song anymore. No one really listens to Gucci Mane. But he got a collab with Gucci. That's probably, that's bank.
Yeah.
That is a lot
He ain't
of
got to do
money for
anything
that.
else anyway. I mean, he came out of prison, and he completely sorted his life out. Actually, he got into shape. He got everything, and I think, like you said, he doesn't actually have to do music anymore. He's got this thing with Gucci, and then he's fine, really. But back in the day, he was hated.
Yeah, everyone did hate him. It's like, speaking of hated people, we spoke about it in the first episode. Well, I spoke with it with Leo on the first episode. What are your thoughts on 6ix9ine?
One thing I'd like you to clear up, because I know you're clued up on 6ix9ine. The whole kind of like the predatory case type thing where he said he had like a restriction from parks or something.
Oh, yeah. The reason for that was, obviously, he had the pedo allegations, but, like, it was all cleared up. If you watch, like, when 6ix9ine went into court, and I was literally studying that shit. Like, I literally read everything what was said in that fucking courtroom. I read every fucking photo and stuff like that. The girl he was called a pedo for lied about her age.
Oh.
So, like, she was saying, like, she was 19, stuff like that. But obviously, after, like, he released a Instagram video of him smacking the bird's ass on Instagram.
And then it came out,
she was like fucking 16.
Yeah.
So he got completely fucked over with that. Obviously, he had the restrictions of that. It's like, I think he got put on a list.
Mad.
So, like, being like, yeah, you can't.
And it's quite crazy in America if you're on the register, because every state you go to, you have to register yourself as a sex offender.
Yeah.
So it's like, say if you go on holiday from like California to Texas, you then have to go out of your way on that holiday to register yourself as a sex offender.
Yeah.
Mad.
But on the topic of what I think of him, that's now cleared up. I never really kind of knew about that, but in a way, I think he's now kind of turning into a bit of a clout chaser.
He's milking it a bit with the fact of, obviously, getting out of prison, fucking. But he's bringing it on himself now. Like, he's always been known as that troll on Instagram.
My biggest point for that at the moment is the Pop Smoke memorial, because from what I could see with that, he didn't really look upset at all.
It's clout, really. Obviously, that was not long after Pop Smoke actually got shot and killed.
And I think 6ix9ine, he's always kind of been a clout chaser. The thing is, don't get me wrong, his music is entertaining, and you can listen. Anyone can listen to 6ix9ine's music, I think, and it gets you hype and everything. But I think the main thing is, he's always looking for trouble.
Yeah, I think that's his character though. Like, a lot of rappers have their characters. Like, it's not a rapper, but you got YouTubers. You got Rice Gun, for instance. That's a character.
Oh, don't even get me started.
That's a character. FaZe Banks, character. Stuff like that. They're all characters. They're not playing their real persona on like YouTube and stuff like that. Obviously, that's where they get their views. Logan Paul, probably a nice guy, plays a character. Jake Paul, probably a nice guy, also plays a character.
Logan's kind of grown on me. Not so much Jake. Is it Jake?
Jake's his brother, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind Logan. I don't mind some of his videos, but I can't really deal with Jake. He kind of.
Not to go off topic, but I think the Logan and Mayweather fight is stupid.
Yeah, that's just.
That's stupid.
Logan's not even a professional.
It's just
And
money.
he's not even a professional, and he's already lost.
It's money at this point.
Yeah,
that's
that's
all
the big
it
thing.
is.
And then you can just tie that straight back into the rap industry and how all they want is money. That's why X has had 2 albums after he's been dead. Juice has had an album after he's been dead. Stuff like that,
It's like on. Do you remember watching like when rappers fighting at the time was really fucking like a big thing?
Yeah.
Who was it? Soldier Boy was meant to fight.
move this way, so you can closer to the mic.
Yeah, who was it? Soldier Boy was meant to fight.
I don't know, actually.
Soulja Boy was supposed to fight Jake Paul.
That's the
Oh
one,
yeah. Didn't Soldier Boy also release a console?
Yeah.
Yeah, he released a console as well.
Stuff you watch a lot of TikTok. You seen the Soldier Boy memes? We discussed this like that last episode. It's like when you're a die-hard Soldier Boy fan and you get in your car, when you sit down as a Soldier Boy fan, they're all like aggressive. They're all like,
Yeah, that was like the Young Boy memes as well. The Young Boy memes. He's like Young Boy
in the
stopping the fan. And it's like got his hand up and he's stopping the fan.
just catching it.
Catching the fan. Young Boy pulling up on this girl and he just pulls it up on her drive and gets out, slams open the door. It was like that. I think, but like you said earlier, a lot of them sort of rappers are all characters. I think. They're all
obviously,
characters.
like
But, I mean, Young Boy is a bit scary
like,
though.
back onto 6ix9ine, like if he didn't come out of prison and promoted the fact that he snitched, he wouldn't have got all them views.
Nah.
Like everyone was dying to see the new 6ix9ine song when it was getting released, because it was rumoured he was going to release a song as soon as when he came out of prison, which he did. First day out.
First day out. First day out.
First day out, he released a song, and that got #1 on YouTube like straight away. Like I think that's gone on to like outdone like Justin Bieber and stuff like that on the first release. Like that's in history now.
I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I see a thing that apparently it was like an insider, like paid promotion from YouTube to get him to the top of the charts that quick.
Wouldn't surprise me because they know they get the views as well, because everyone wants to watch 6ix9ine as soon as
That
it's come out.
even if you don't like the song, you're still gonna have the people that hate him watch it to see what it is
And
is
dislike
going
it.
on.
I guarantee
So
the song's got so many dislikes.
no matter what happens.
What song's that? The new one.
Yeah, no, 6ix9ine, the one he did when he came out.
Yeah, I
That's
think he
probably
got more
so
likes
many.
than dislikes though.
Oh,
To be
okay.
fair.
That surprises me.
Yeah, no
so.
matter what happens, he is always going to be the winner in the situation.
Yeah, and like when he released his album didn't do too well. He was just joking about ripping the posters down for his album because he knows he's getting the money.
Yeah, but like I said about it, for a guy who didn't get promoted on like the mainstream sites and Billboard and stuff like that, he done really well on sales.
Yeah.
57k in the first week's quite good for no promotions. That's just him doing that. But that's like obviously the album sucked. Like if we're being honest about that, that was a really bad album.
I mean, he had Akon on it, and everyone
think that
was
was-
Akon. He did
I
Locked
think
Up
that was
Part
the
2,
main thing.
which is, no one could have seen that one coming, but it was still there. Akon must respect him enough to be on his album, I think.
Mm.
He knows it. He knows what he's doing, but
Yeah, but didn't he
It's
get a
not
lot of
doing well.
backlash for that?
Akon or 6ix9ine.
Yeah, Akon.
Yeah, like obviously because Akon was part of the hip hop scene when obviously 50 Cent and all that was about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
literally the same time.
him doing a song with obviously a supposed snitch. Well, he's not supposed. He was a snitch.
Yeah.
Obviously ruined his reputation a bit because of that. Also, he didn't do one song. He done fucking 2 songs with him.
And who's the guy that sounds like Akon now? Everyone mistakes him for Akon. He was on Travis Scott's album. He just did a song.
Is that the Scots song?
No. He wasn't on. He wasn't on the. I don't think he was on the Scots. The geezer's all over TikTok, and like, he sounds like Akon. Everyone thinks he's Akon. I really forgot what is that. Don Toliver. That's it.
I know him.
No, Don Toliver, yeah, but I think he's settling in the way that Akon did, because Akon wasn't like a rapper, but he was more melodic, I think, as well.
I'd say he probably fell into R&B more than he did.
Yeah, and that's what Tribute wants to do
But
as well.
Akon did quite a good thing. Like I think I heard when he stopped doing music, all the music like he earned money from, he invested into Africa.
Yeah, he went to different countries in Africa, and he just spent so long there.
Didn't he like create a whole like power network for them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. And which is, I mean, not a lot of people do that. Not even the charities do that, which is wild.
Did you ever see the picture? You know, when, like the whole Ebola outbreak happened. Did you ever see the picture of him performing in Africa?
I didn't see
I
it.
remember seeing ages ago he threw a stand, like someone threw something at him on stage, and he pointed him out in the crowd.
Yeah.
Everyone brought him on stage, and he picked this fucker up and threw him,
Threw
threw him off the stage.
But there's a picture of him performing when the Ebola outbreak happened, and he's doing it in like one of them giant blow-up balls.
Oh yeah.
And he's like fucking crowd surfing on it and everything.
So back onto the subject of let's get the Little Peep subject out of the way.
Yeah.
We've got a couple videos for you guys to see, like the day he actually died. Like we got some videos, not actual of him dead, because that won't go down very well. But we're gonna all react to them together, and we're all gonna state our things of what we feel about it.
El Paso, I took 6 Xanax and I was lit. I'm good. I'm not sick. I'm gonna see y'all tonight.
What are your thoughts on that video? That was like minutes after he actually died, because obviously the 5 Xans.
It is blatant there that
He's fucked.
he is lying through his teeth.
Or what with?
Sorry?
What about?
About not being sick. You don't. There is no
It's
way.
almost like he's been told to say that.
It's that, and there's no way you get yourself to that point for no reason. Like that's obvious there, and it should be obvious to the people that were around him that he needed serious mental help.
Well, it's like a lot of rappers nowadays. You know they all need help. If you listen to their lyrics in their songs, like a lot of them are suffering with mental health, like really bad. Like loads of them talking about killing themselves, stuff like that. Like Juice WRLD, for instance, late Juice WRLD, he literally talked about his drug abuse, how much he actually does.
In every song.
No
It
one,
really was.
no one helped him.
Yeah.
His record company was like, "Oh, that's sick. Just release that. This guy's freestyling about how much drugs he does and how he wants to die and stuff like that. Like, how has no one noticed that?
And it links back to just the industry and stuff, and how they know it gets them popular and stuff like that, and they know it goes on, but as long as their whole scheme is, as long as these rappers can pump out the tracks, then we don't really care.
It's like you have like Lil Uzi Vert come out, like I think it was this year. No, last year.
It was last year. Yeah.
He come out with saying his management won't let him release his album because he said he didn't want any relations with his management for this album he's released. Management weren't let him release it because he weren't adding certain people to these things. Like, obviously you got industry plants.
Yeah.
Say like, this is what I think not Lil Peep, Trippie Redd. That's why he has so many random people on his album, because all these managements are like, because he's underneath a big record company. They're like, they sign these people, no one's really noticed them. Let's chuck them on a Trippie Redd track. There's like, you got so many unknown names on his track. He promotes them all on his Instagram, unknown artists, because they're all under the same record label. It's like Lil Peep, for instance, he went after he left Goth Boy Clique and went full management. Did you notice he didn't release a lot of songs with Goth Boy Clique? Like, songs with Tracy didn't happen anymore.
There's a few, I believe, it's either Snot or Josiah. He sings about in one of his songs, even back to the J. Cole thing, about people rushing into label records, but they don't understand what they are.
Yeah.
That they're practically signing their life away.
Yeah.
But as I said about Snot or Josiah, they were saying about how they sing independently so they can have that freedom. And it was the same thing, the Kid Laroi. He actually had quite a few offers, coming really, really fast, but he left it until he landed that one that allowed him to meet Juice.
Yeah, I think, and the Kid Laroi as well, he's not a plant, because he's an Australian, right?
He got signed on the Juice WRLD
And it all
label.
started from a school talent show.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. He started from a school talent show, and he used to do a lot of rapping. And then he entered a competition, and I think he came second in the competition. And then obviously he had loads of offers from different labels and stuff. And then he pulled up on the label that obviously Juice WRLD was signed to as well. And then I can't remember what age he was at the time. And I think he's got this consistency as well. And he's only young. I don't know how old he actually is.
I think 19.
I want to say
now.
I wanted to say 19, but like he's got this consistency. And you listen to his Fuck Love album, and it's actually really good.
Yeah, that's
It's like the whole album. It's rare you get a full album that's actually really good. And this kid's only young. He's 19, but he's had all this influence from like Juice and stuff. Like Juice hopped on the track for his birthday, and he hopped on Go.
Very expensive birthday present.
That is a priceless birthday present now because he's dead.
500k that was for a feature for
That is
Juice.
a priceless birthday present now.
I don't think Juice actually put the price on his thing. I think obviously that's record labels, isn't it?
Would have been put at, yeah.
Like record labels be like, if you want to go on this song, they have to pay you like 500k because obviously it'll be a half and half deal, really, wouldn't it?
But he must have had some sort of respect for Leroy, otherwise he wouldn't have done it.
Well, the Juice's, I don't know her name, but
Ali, his girlfriend.
yeah, I remember watching a video where they were basically describing the kid Leroy as their son, if
Yeah,
you will.
he lived with
Like
him for
they're always together.
It was Juice's little protege, Juice's little project.
He was Juice's co-sign, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was like Juice's. I can't think of like another kind of group that have kind of done that sort of thing, or kind of pair. But I mean, at the time when Juice was still alive, there were Juice was well ready to take this guy under his wing, and almost be like a Peep and Tracy thing, you know.
It's like you say, like you got the Peep and Tracy thing. You also got XXXTentacion and Ski Mask.
Yeah, I know.
They're a big duo, but then after X died, it was kind of like Ski took Juice under his wing.
Yeah.
Because once they released, they say that song, Nuketown.
Yeah.
That was one of their biggest songs. Like,
that on repeat.
Newtown is
recently.
brilliant.
it's like I was watching Mum's Basement podcast the other day. They had Lyrical Lemonade on. That's the podcast with like FaZe Banks, Keemstar, and stuff like that. They interviewed Lyrical Lemonade, and he was talking about how he wants to branch out on actually signing people, but he don't want any profit out of it. He just wants to sign people to get them away from record companies, like they ain't gonna milk them.
Yeah.
Like he's all for the artist. Like if he had a choice to earn no money out of something and get someone exposure, he would choose the exposure for the person.
It's probably because they've been in that position. Like FaZe, I remember, I say not too long ago, quite a few years ago, apparently there was like a percentage system in how they earn their money. So
What's like
obviously,
different faith members earn different amount of
yeah,
money?
it was also down to that, but the managers would take a certain percentage, and then they would almost alter their percentage every month they are paid, depending on how they performed, if they think they're going to bring in views, if they're losing people. But I think the reason I'd say they're doing that is because they've been in that position, but just not in the music industry, but they feel the pain of what those people are going through.
It's like you see with FaZe, like I think FaZe Banks brought it up in an interview. He always says he would love to be that geezer who gets the bag, like loads of bag of money, and then just leave. But it's like the fact of everyone's like, yeah, FaZe are earning so much money, all this money. But on the business side of it, they've got a house, yeah, but they've got to put more money into the actual company than they do anything else. Like that's why a lot of let's say FaZe members all live in the same house, and then you like FaZe Rain recently got kicked out of the FaZe house because of, we could say, consistency of videos, but like I reckon it was consistency of videos, because after he got kicked out, he got mega depressed. Like he's
Didn't he end up having to go into rehab?
he was supposed to go to rehab. I don't think he went, but he's on Instagram Live popping Zans,
Yeah.
doing weed, shit like that. Like back onto Lyrical Lemonade. Like I also watched on the Mum's Basement interview where he, when he got done that song with Eminem, like the music video for Eminem, Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Eminem reached out to Lyrical Lemonade himself for him to produce that video, because obviously Lyrical Lemonade and Juice WRLD were like really good friends. So obviously, he basically said he thought it was like a gift from Juice WRLD, being like, "This is my final gift for you, like, oh, 'cause I'm dead. Have this Eminem feature on the music video," which I find really fucking good.
And I think another thing, in M's album, he slated a lot of the people like Lil Pump.
Yeah.
So he slated a lot of them. But the fact that he's put people like Juice WRLD in one of his songs, it has to be a level of respect. because they're like there are good ones out there, but in amongst the sea of trash almost, there are the ones that stand out. And obviously, I think M is kind of a guy. Obviously, he's like 50 odd now. And I think, he can retire and he'd be fine. But if anyone's going to say anything about how good an artist is, it's the old ones.
I don't think a lot of people actually said a bad word about Juice WRLD.
No.
Obviously, there was the artists out there who didn't like him because of how big he actually got.
Yeah.
But like, no one could say a bad thing about him because he had his own genre, like we were talking about. The guy rapped on one of the biggest rap podcasts for like 3 hours straight. I think that's why Eminem wanted to do a song with him, because he knew he actually had potential.
Yeah, talent, man.
Unlike Lil Pump, like where he just repeats the same thing. He was actually branching out, mixing all this stuff together, making it sound perfect. Like I read something the other day that his biggest song, Lucid Dreams, Juice WRLD don't even like that song. He said that was one of his worst songs.
He got sued on that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got sued on that song because it was.
Oh yeah, you had that rock band or something.
Yeah,
who said
it was. I think it was the Police, the band, and it was one of their songs that sounded very much similar, but it was purely a sample of the song. It was sampled, and obviously you could tell it wasn't the same song at all. But they tried to file for the lawsuit. Obviously, the police haven't been around for ages, but they tried to file for the lawsuit on Juice. I think it's still going now. And there are other lawsuits still going that Juice is still doing, but obviously he's dead. So it's all his management team that have to face these lawsuits.
I honestly thought he dropped the whole. I honestly thought they dropped the whole case on that.
I think they might have done, but I know he's definitely in a lawsuit right now.
It's a similar situation for Suicide Boys as well. They're in a really, really sticky situation now because they were using samples which they only had like confirmation that they could use it of word of mouth. I can't remember who the group was specifically, but they basically turned around and said, no, we've never said that, and now they're being sued to the ground.
Damn. And that's the thing. I think what I was going to say as well, because with the police are a band. They haven't been around for years now, and Juice probably sampled them, possibly in respect, right? And
but the thing is, like, he didn't know that song was gonna blow up.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of artists don't know their songs are gonna blow up, because if you notice, a lot of upcoming rappers do like little cover music, and obviously they don't think that's gonna blow up. It's just like a bit of fun, like see if people like it. But obviously, Lucid Dreams blew up, and obviously now he's getting sued for it. But back onto the Lil Peep, we got one more video, like after he died. I think it's the 911 call with is it Bexy? Nah, you guys can listen along with us while we listen to it.
The emergency.
I need an ambulance.
Okay, what's the address?
I'm at the Rock. I'm at a venue called the Rock.
All right, tell me what's going on there.
I'm working with an artist and he's just completely out of it. He's cold. He's just knocked out. I don't know what he's taking, but he's completely out. He's not awake. We're trying to wake him up, and he's not awake at all.
Breathing normally.
Not really, no.
All right. We're getting the help set in now. I want you to get him flat on his back on the floor with nothing under his head.
I'm on the phone to the ambulance now. Bro.
Okay, are you next to him now?
We're in the bus.
Okay, can you get him just flat on the ground?
We need to get him flat on the ground.
If he is not breathing normally, we need to start CPR to keep the oxygen pumping through his blood.
We need to get him flat on his back. We need to get him flat on his back.
CPR now. If he is not
We need to
breathing
get him flat on his back.
we need to get him doing. We need to do
On the
CPR.
floor. On the floor, yeah, on the floor.
If whoever's doing it starts to get tired, have somebody else take over.
If she gets tired, then fucking take over. That's their problem. Is somebody on their way?
They're already on their way, like.
What did you guys think about that?
I was going to make a stupid point asking why the woman sounded American, but then I realised he died.
Obviously, Bexy was in America at the time. The tour was in America.
Yeah. It's mad though, because
I think it's so weird hearing 911 calls like that. Like, have you guys heard like the 911 calls and stuff like that when they call them and then
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
it fucking makes you feel weird.
Yeah, it messes you up, man. Because you got to think about the people that are doing that as well, and like.
They hear them literally die on the line.
Yeah.
But like stuff like that, like you could tell like the genuine concern in his voice though, like because obviously he thought obviously he was sleeping, and then all of a sudden they check on him, he's got no pulse, he's not breathing properly, and then so like if you think about it, they were in that trailer with a dead person really.
And like you said about the fentanyl thing.
I just think it's crazy that they didn't check up on him. Like, if I was in that position, like a friend of mine says they're going to take something, even though I don't take anything myself, I would still go out of my way to
Check on the person.
like, have a routine check up on them.
Yeah.
But like it's not even the fact of that. If you know they're taking the drugs, you know there's always that risk that that person could possibly die.
They had also said that he looked really pale when they were in and out of the bus. Surely that would have been your first red flag, because he wasn't moving. They said he was in the same position for hours. He was pale. But obviously the side effect, they obviously didn't know that the side effect's going to sound like snoring, but personally I believe there should have been more precautions taken, and especially knowing how heavy his drug abuse is. If I was the manager, I wouldn't have left him unsupervised at any time.
Yeah, like that's why the conspiracy's out there, for the fact of they reckon management had something to do with it, because like if you watch the documentary, his manager was apparently not there that day when he died. Like every other day he was there on the tour bus, but that one supposed day he was not there. Like that makes you think, really, like could they have had something to do with it? But like at the end of the day, no one will really find out, because
It's all probably heavily under wraps now.
yeah,
It's too late, I think. But I think the fact that they weren't too concerned in the first place really does show something about the industry and management's systems.
But would they have gained anything from it?
Yeah, I mean, I think after his death, they've gained from that, because they gained the ability to release whatever they want because he's not there to say it.
like I don't even think the mum gets the full profit for all of his music.
Yeah.
No, I think there was a charity set up for her, but that wasn't even by the record label or anything.
Because once the music's released, they run it under her to see if it's okay to release.
Yeah.
But then it's obviously she isn't earning no revenue off that, because it's like most rappers, like they get told like they sign a contract, a 3-year deal, they have to drop like 3 songs or something like that. It was like X's one. X signed a contract before he died. He had to drop three albums, which he did, obviously.
2 of them being him dead.
Three of them, but like that one, I don't think Members Only was finished.
Oh yeah,
that weren't
'cause
finished
he was featuring
properly.
Members Only. Yeah.
Like he had that one song, Sauce, but that was just repeated words. Nothing changed on that song.
And there was the recent song that I showed you
Yeah.
by X, Trippy, Uzi, Juice WRLD.
What's that song called?
I can't remember what it was called, but what they done is they just recycled a verse.
Is it like a freestyle type thing?
No. It was like a full song. It was a full song. There was X. It was. I think it was Trippy's song. There was X in it. Juice, Trippy. Lil Uzi Vert was in it as well.
Oh, is that the song?
That's it. You and me. Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna have a listen to this song, because obviously Duffy's showed me this video before, but like John ain't heard it yet, so we'll have a quick listen to it. Like we were just saying, this is probably like one of his like Juice WRLD's unreleased stuff, because he's done a lot of unreleased music. So yeah, just clarify that.
And then I hear the X verse that I recognise from one of his other albums. So I thought that was just a copy and pasted verse. But it's
cool.
now striking me that it's probably a fan-made song. But what it does is it speaks on the fact that, say for instance, X's albums, right? His album Skins. It was just short clips of X and with features. That's what Skins
It
was.
literally was.
Skins was X for a little bit and features. Like the one, obviously, you got to respect the features for offering to do it, but then obviously he might have not wanted that,
Bad Vibes Forever was 100% better than Skins, in my personally, because that's when they actually released the SoundCloud stuff
Yeah.
onto Spotify.
He released it because obviously he had songs, but I think with Skins, they churned it out, and I think okay, so X died in the July.
Trippie Red's birthday died, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think I'm pretty sure X died in the July. He had released his album before he died, and that blew up. The Question Mark album that blew up, and then he died a couple months later, and then I think it was either the same year or early the year after they released Skins, which something was going to happen to do with Skins anyway. But you can tell when you listen to it that it's all half, like it's half X's song and then just the feature that's put on there, which is upsetting. It's nice to hear him again, but it's upsetting because you know it hasn't been his full work and it's kind of just getting churned out. Like you said about the album deals, it needs to get churned out.
It's like, obviously, when I think they ran out of ideas when they released Bad Vibes Forever, because obviously everyone wanted the songs on, like the SoundCloud songs on Spotify, but they thought, how can we make money off this for it to go onto Spotify? And obviously they were like, fuck it, we'll just release Bad Vibes Forever. It's like, you got his SoundCloud song in there, Heart Eater.
Yeah,
that was
like floating around way before he died as well.
That was like a really popular song on SoundCloud, and then obviously they released it on there. That was his, what would you call it? When they release a song before the album to like hype up the album.
Pre-release song, pre-release single.
It was like, it's like a lot of musicians release a single before they release the album to hype up the album.
Yeah.
Like it's probably their best song before the album, but
like Travis Scott with Cigar Mode.
Yeah. Like you had also had Triumph on it. I did like that song. That was a good song. Trippie Red was talking about doing a remix to that song, which I don't reckon he should do because obviously clout at the end of the day.
A lot of it, like we spoke about. A lot of it is just clout chasing. You can if you get in a song with X, like there was the whole Lil Nas X thing that got cancelled.
See, that is a good song. I showed John that the other day.
It's not a bad song.
School Globes, I think it was. I'll play it. You guys keep talking.
But yeah, no, like featured artists being put on a song that so X would have never met at all because Lil Nas blew up after X was dead, and obviously being put on a song there was a lot of controversy about that. But then the song got released, and it actually wasn't that bad. But still, the fact that he didn't obviously have a choice about this song being made. But yeah.
We'll give this a little listen. We don't need to whack out the video, but the song is called School Globes, and it's on SoundCloud if you guys want to listen to it. Obviously, we're going to listen to it on the stream now, so you guys can get a gist of what we're going to talk about.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, guys, unfortunately, John has to go pick up his sister so we're gonna have a little break here while John fucks off.
Pretty much.
Yeah. If we're not sure if he's coming back yet, but obviously we'll let you know on the thing. Alright, we'll catch you guys in a bit.
Bye.
And we're back.
Yo.
We had to quickly take a break there because obviously John's gonna go pick up his sister, but we're gonna get back on track of listening to the unreleased song, what was supposed to be on Bad Vibes Forever or Skins, whatever one it was. Duff's a die-hard X fan, so
yeah,
he will have a big view on what he actually thinks of this song. So let's get back on to listen to it. After that, that's literally just continuous loop after that. But what do you honestly think about that song?
I actually didn't think it was that bad. I think it relates a lot to what you were talking about earlier about how X wanted to move forward for his genre and stuff. Because that's not a rap song. It's not at all, and that's not a bad thing either. It's a nice song. Like it reminds me a lot of Before I Close My Eyes, which is one of your favourite songs.
Yeah, that is one of my favourites.
And it's nice because it's not like it doesn't seem like a hard feature. It seems like it could easily be flowed in, and it's genuinely not as bad as perhaps the controversy made it seem.
Obviously, people saw it as the fact of same with like when they're releasing this Juice WRLD song. They never knew each other. Lil Nas X blew up like after X died, so they probably didn't know each
Yeah.
other at all. So that was the whole controversy about it, because you obviously had like a lot of diehard fans being like, no, they shouldn't be on the album. They didn't know each other.
Mm.
But then obviously the thing with like the management and stuff like that, they were just like, yeah, we'll release this song. That's Lil Nas X dropped Old Town Road. That's gonna whack in so many views. Like, if you look on the SoundCloud thing, it's like 3.6 mil just on that song alone, and that's just with
And that's big for SoundCloud numbers as well.
for SoundCloud numbers.
Yeah, and I think it's nice as well because, you know, like I said, it doesn't feel forced. I think it's nice. It's calm. And I feel like Lil Nas X isn't a bad person. You know, I feel like he just he probably has a lot of respect for X, and so he's taken this as an honor. And I think if X was alive, he would have accepted it. I think.
It's like I don't think it would have matched anyone like now to hop on that song, because it's like a country sort of song, and at the time of like this song being released, it was you had Lil Nas X being the country rapper.
Yeah.
Like, so who else would they chuck in a song like how rubbish would it be if they chucked on like say like Little Pump or something like
Yeah,
that?
no,
Like,
it'd
it just
ruin it.
wouldn't make sense.
It would ruin it. I think like you said about the whole country thing, it fits in and it's got like a nice soft. I don't know if it's a guitar or a ukulele. It's a nice soft string tone anyway, and it's just playing throughout the entirety of it, and it feels nice and forced. I feel like you could probably go to sleep to that song, and
Yeah.
it's nice, and it's probably a genre that X would have definitely explored if he'd been able to go further, and that's why I feel like it's nice. You know,
It's like when people like say this frustrates me a lot. Like when people relate other rappers to other rappers, like say like when X died, oh he's the Tupac of 2018. I think he died.
And I think like you said, do you know what? And there'll be a lot of big Tupac or Biggie fans, and they're like, you know, and they'll be like, no, he's not, no, he's not. And in a way, yeah, you're right. He's not at all. He's his
But
own.
they're completely different.
He's his
people.
own person, and you know, you've got to respect Tupac. You've got to respect Biggie, right? Because of what they did to the rap game in general. But I think the thing a lot of people do is they get stuck on how rap was, and there's nothing bad about rap back then. But I think now it's just in a completely different position, and I think it's where people don't accept how it is right now. They will start to compare them to other people when they shouldn't be compared because they're their own person. I think is what you're trying to get along, isn't it?
Yeah, like people don't say like Tupac's the next Biggie or something like that. Biggie's the next Tupac or stuff like that. They're on their own wave of level. Like it's like on that era they were the best rappers, and it's like in our era
These are the best.
these are the best rappers.
Yeah, you got and I think the main thing that you're trying to get across there is there's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with having a rapper dedicated to kind of our generation, and then at the same sort of thing, there's nothing wrong with Tupac being a rapper of other people's generations. You know, nothing wrong at all.
I get the fact that people can hate on someone's music because of like their history, but and stuff like that. But to be honest, a lot of people don't hate on people because of their history. They hate on them because of their music taste. Like, if you don't like someone's music, you don't have to state you don't like it, because there are so many people out there who actually sit there and vibe to that music.
Yeah, I mean, it was X that got me through. Like I wasn't like particularly sad or anything, but just listening to X for like the past, you know, from when I was in like year 10 onwards and stuff, you know, from where he started, it was, you know, I kind of resonated with it, you know, and it was just really nice, and it was nice to link to an artist in that sort of way. But I think the thing is, now people are like, oh, you like X, but Eminem is way better. Why do you not like Eminem? Stuff like that, you know. But they're in their own different parts, you know, different generations and stuff.
Yeah. But like you said, they're in their own wavelength of music. Like a lot of older people will absolutely hate the new genre of music and where it stands now. But if you think about it, like in a big mindset of it, rap died for a while, and then all of a sudden this new genre come out, mumble rap, and look where it is today. Like rap is like the top thing.
Yeah.
Like it's overtaken pop, it's overtaken rock, it's overtaken everything, just because they've released a whole genre mixed together in one
And
order.
the fact that a lot of artists like a lot of other different artists and stuff, like Peep, they can all do their own thing. They don't have to stick to rap as well. They can sort of bend it to their own will, and it's still good. And I think, like you said about rap dying for a while, it was kind of just dead in the water. And then obviously when this new generation comes up, a lot of people are like, whoa, wait, hold on a minute. It's nothing like we remember. This is horrible. But it's just a new generation, you know?
Yeah, but like a lot of older people like talk about so say like Joe Budden for instance. A lot of new rappers ain't supposedly scared of him to go on an interview with him, but like it's just the fact they know he's just going to talk shit on them. Like he's not going to promote their music. He's just going to go on there, say your music's shit. Why are you doing this? Why are you ruining our what we've built?
And they kind of just have to defend themselves.
It's like Little Yachty went on there and Joe Budden ripped into him so hard.
And Lil Yachty isn't even that bad.
He's a nice guy. He is a nice
he's one
guy.
Of I was gonna say he's one of the most wholesome guys. You know, like I'm pretty sure Lil Yachty doesn't do drugs. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even drink. He's that kind of guy. He's just like a chill guy, and he released a chill song, but like you said about Joe Budden, they'll go on his podcast.
He outed Migos on live as well.
And yeah, it's just like I feel like a lot of rappers shouldn't need to sit there and
take this shit.
Yeah, you know, you shouldn't. If you're gonna go onto like a podcast or anything, you'd probably want to promote something rather than being just put down, I guess.
It's like I know it's not a podcast, but like say you got Hot Ones for instance.
Hot Ones is a podcast.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but they put it on YouTube as well.
It's like a lot of rappers go on to Hot Ones, and at the end of it, they promote their stuff. And there's no slander in it. It's just all about their career. Like they whack out old photos, discuss like how they built their career and stuff like that. Like what's this photo mean and stuff like that. But, like, they should not get to bring on these guests and then just rip into them. Like it makes no sense. Like you got I think Academics is on the podcast with Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think
that
like
sounds about right.
Academics is at the point of like he's understood like the whole new genre of rap. Like he likes it. Like obviously he's obsessed with like 6ix9ine and stuff like that. Like they're like best friends. But like I think that's what people need to be at the state of it. Like this genre ain't leaving anytime soon. Like you still got the old people releasing music. Like you got Eminem, but like Eminem's music's still not the same. Like
No,
he's got a different flow. Like
because he's not like. I think this sort of tags onto what we were talking about characters earlier, because Eminem isn't Slim Shady anymore. Eminem is Eminem, but he's gotten older, and he still as brilliant as he was back in the day. But I think he doesn't fit into the genre anymore. But like you have to give this guy respect. Like I think when MGK did the diss on Eminem was crazy.
I thought it was good.
I loved the MGK diss. I loved it, and I also loved the Eminem one as well. But I think it was crazy the fact that someone had gone at him like that. And it was nice to see this little bit of rivalry. And MGK is a very respectable artist as well.
Like he released that album recently, the rock album. Like that is a big change to what we're going to rap to straight onto rock. Like.
But he had the affiliations with like Youngblood and stuff. Yeah. And I think MGK
Travis Barker.
Exactly, Travis Barker. As a character or as a person, MGK can do that. like you've said in the past, he fits that vibe very well.
He's got the rock look.
He
Really.
does.
It's like it's not rock. It's like punk rock.
Yeah, he fits that.
It's like say if you sat there watched American Pie or something like that, it would be like the album, the songs on that would be like the sort of songs you would hear on American Pie.
Yeah, and it's nice. And like people that have been fans of like MGK, I haven't been like a diehard MGK fan, but like I love it. His music is good. And then like you go listen to his new album and you think, wow, this is different, but it's not bad. You know,
It's like when Eminem said he killed MJK's career and stuff like that.
he didn't. I don't think
He
so.
didn't. I think he developed his career because after that diss track dropped, he was in 3 movies.
Yeah,
He released 1 album and then 2 albums, and then his new album at the moment's top of the billboards. Like he's doing collaborations with like Travis Barker, one of the best drummers in the world. Like
yeah.
a whole album with him on it is just amazing. Like
And I think carry on.
yeah, no, go on.
I was gonna say like about this whole idea of rappers and how they can just bend different genres to fit them, and then perhaps even merge into different genres, like how MGK has done, and it just all works so well. I think.
It's like if when they do stuff like that, like that's what makes a lot of rappers so unique. Like obviously back onto the Peep subject, he had his own. Him, X, Juice, let's just say Little Skies,
Yeah.
stuff like that, made their own genre. They made emo rap.
Yeah.
Biggest genre at the moment. Like everyone listens
Still
to
now,
that.
yeah.
Like no one, I don't think anyone can say anything bad about that.
And I think like you talk to a lot of teens nowadays, or anyone around the age of like
Kids know who all these rappers are.
and obviously it's up in the air if you want them to listen to it or not. But I think the fact that our generation has been sort of tied to this whole emo rap thing. And listen, I'll listen to X's sad songs, right? I'm not a sad person, but I still enjoy the music. I enjoy the music, and I can listen to a Peep song or a Juice song, and obviously the lyrics and stuff and the concept of it is very sad and depressing. And it's some people are like, why are you listening to that? It's depressing, but I think it has that weird tinge of being kind of nice and soothing to listen to.
It's like when people like ASMR and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's like I generally don't like ASMR, like the fact of people eating in your ear, talking in your ear, like, "Hello guys, it's me here." I don't like that stuff. Like it's just so weird. Like but it's like the fact of like you said, it's like soothing to some people. Like
It's nice to listen to, I think.
Mm.
And like and the fact just linking to X again, like he has done some like I spoke to the devil in Miami. He said everything was going to be okay. Is one of my favorite X songs, and definitely go listen to that if you haven't. And it's like it's really really slow. It's not a rap song at all, and the lyrics in it have a lot of religious connotations and everything, and it's very nice. But what he's talking about is kind of sad. But you can listen to that and just be kind of at peace. It's really strange. It's a strange concept.
I think it honestly helps people out through a lot of stuff. Like you'll find out, like a lot of people listen to that stuff when they're like really sad. But people say if you listen to sad music, it's gonna make you even more sadder. Well, like it's the fact of if you listen to sad music, it soothes your mind really. Like
Yeah, I
say if
think
something
so.
bad happens, say at funerals. There's always going to be sad music at
Yeah.
funerals. You ain't going to hear hype music.
That's a really good point, actually.
Yeah.
I've never actually thought about that before. You think about it. You're at a funeral. Like you said, you don't play hype songs. You play the songs are sad and a lot of the time slow. And if you listen to them in like a club or anything, that would never happen. But you listen to them at funerals because it brings peace. And I think that's what
It brings back memories as well. Like say like you're at the funeral, sad songs play. It brings back all the memories you had with that person. Like say if you played really exciting music, it just wouldn't be. It wouldn't be an actual. It wouldn't be a funeral. It'd be more like a party, but with someone's dead. But like it being soothing music like that is just.
I think that's what this whole genre of emo rap has done. It's become soothing to those that even if you aren't in a sad state of mind, there's nothing wrong with being in a sad state of mind, but even if you aren't, you can still enjoy the music, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, who would you say your top artist is at the moment?
At the moment, I love the Kid Leroy.
See, read a lot of stuff about him. Like, obviously, he's under Juice WRLD's label, I think.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Like, obviously the 500k feature.
Mm-hmm.
But like a lot of podcasts, if you went to watch any high end like rap podcasts, like you have like No Jumper,
Yeah.
stuff like that, all talking about how Kid Leroy's going to be like the next best thing.
And I think he will be as well.
Also got Snot as well. Like
Yeah.
Lyrical Lemonade said on Mum's Basement, he reckons Snot's going to be one of the next best things.
I think about Lyrical Lemonade as well. What you was talking about a lot earlier about him being, I think he's just such a respectable name in the industry as well, because obviously he, like you said about him doing this record label without the whole label bit, I guess. So you don't have to like pay for anything.
They earn the full profit off it.
Exactly. It's because I feel like Lyrical Lemonade has kind of, he's seen a lot of these artists and he's done a lot of stuff for them, and he's sort of made his own way doing that, and he's realised, and obviously he would have known Juice. I don't know if he would have known X that much, but he would have seen and how they were, and especially with like how Ski must be right now as well, and seen how it must have affected people having been assigned to these labels. And I think that just makes him such a respectable person that he's gone out and done this, I think.
Yeah, like, obviously, I think it's good that more artists are coming out there. Like, I don't even think Kid Leroy come from SoundCloud. He come from actually doing, like, performances at school.
Yeah, someone's and the thing is as well, the Kid Leroy, he's Australian. He's from Australia. Obviously, a lot of these SoundCloud rappers are from the US. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but the fact that he's kind of been almost scouted from Australia, and from a young age as well. He's only like John said earlier. He must only be like 19 years old, and with his Fuck Love album, I think that is brilliant. I think it's great. Like, there's not a lot of bad songs on there. I don't think there might even be. And I've listened to that album on repeat recently because it's weird in a way, because I think you can definitely tell there's some influence from Juice there, and I remember listening to X years ago, and it has that sort of same effect, you know, because it's emo rap at the end of the day, but it's nice, and he obviously has his hype songs, like Wrong is a hype song of his, and I think I really do agree with a lot of these people saying that he will be the next up and coming, and I hope he is as well. I really do.
Let's just hope he ain't gonna be like the rest of them, like, you know, like passed away and stuff like that, where they about to reach the peak of their career and then just drop off.
And yeah, and another thing, obviously, X was only in his like early 20. I think he was only 20 when he died, or 21, I think. And obviously, the Kid Leroy being around 19, hopefully he gets to live his career out. And I think if he gets to that point, he'll be like what the others unfortunately couldn't have been because of their passing, because you can tell there's a lot there. Like, but I think as well, like people like Josiah, if he had a lot more,
he has a voice like
he does
X.
have a voice, and yeah, exactly like X. But if he had the only unfortunate thing about Josiah is not a lot of people know about him. But the Kid Leroy, he did the Addison Rae song on TikTok, and that blew up, right?
See, because Addison Rae's like the top fucking.
She's one of the top people in TikTok, right? And he did the song about her, and obviously everyone would have heard that. And
she obviously promoted it by like doing her
exactly.
dance.
And no, I think the thing was I think it was like originally it was like a freestyle, and then I think Addison Rae was like, just make it into a real song, and he made it into a real song. And I think if you look on Spotify, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's in the top 5 of his songs on Spotify. And I think he's like with this generation now, where, and he's at this point where, and he doesn't seem to be, from what we see anyway, like heavily involved in drugs or anything like that, which is a good sign at the moment, because obviously X and Juice and a lot of people like that were at that age, and even Lil Pump as well. Like, obviously drugs has a big effect on the industry, but I would say he's definitely, and I hope him to be, the next sort of wave of a good kind of rap, rather than the mumble rap that was produced by Lil Pump, who is at the same age as him, I think this guy could do things.
It's like the fact of hopefully it ain't gonna be to the point of where obviously drug abuse. Hopefully he ain't gonna do no drug abuse. Like what I've read, he don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Obviously he's a child. I think his mum's his manager.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Like a lot of stuff like that. But like, I think that's the kind of downfall for rappers when they actually start taking drugs and abusing it, and then obviously bringing it in their rap music and stuff like that. But like for instance, like Lil Peep brought drugs into his songs, but like he wasn't talking about how he uses them. He was talking about, well, he does talk about how he uses them. He talks about how he uses them to actually numb his pain.
And like cope, I guess.
He was a depressed guy. Like this guy went through so much shit. Like imagine just being told to do the same thing every day. Like you have no choice in your life because this record company's taken over your life. Like it's kind of sad, really. It's like you're trapped. It's like you're in your own little prison, and these people, you're like a puppet.
Yeah, and I think as well, I don't actually personally know a lot about Peep's younger life, but say for X as an example, he had a horrible childhood.
In his younger life, like Peep he wasn't abused or anything like that, but like he was bullied really hard at school, meaning the face tats and stuff like that. He stopped going to school. He started getting his face tats because people said how ugly he was, stuff like this, to cover up all of his face because he felt ashamed of himself. Like it's kind of sad to the point of where he has to actually change his own image because all these people are saying terrible stuff.
Yeah. And I think that definitely does have an effect on what your mentality is as you grow up. And again, linking to the X thing, like he had to defend his mum from like an attacker when he was like 7, I think it was. And obviously this is all in Adam 22's podcast with No Jumper, and you know he explains his whole life story and stuff, and how he was constantly on like this whole thing of defense because he had a horrible childhood, and the same with like Peep, you know, getting bullied and everything. It has an immense effect on, obviously they got their mentality, and as they grow up, him getting the face tattoos. I think Peep's I'd say this with full knowledge to my own sexuality. He's a handsome man. I would say that, and I think that Peep, having grown up being bullied and everything,
that just has a major effect on people. Like bullying in society is just so wrong. Like judging people by their looks, the way they act and stuff like that is just.
I think the main thing is, you can tell in his music and in X's music that it's definitely had an impact on them, and it's had an impact on the music, and then obviously it would have had some sort of impact into their own demise as well, which is unfortunate. But in a deeper sense, that is, I guess, how life is, which is really unfortunate to say, but that's how it is.
It's like they have no support from other people in their community, like so obviously fans probably got across to them people trying to be like are you okay and stuff like that, giving across, but like it's just fans at the end of the day. Like at the end of the day, they're not family. It's like, say if like one of your family come up to you and then told you like actual having a discussion with you, sitting you down, asking you for alright, getting help for you and stuff like that. It's a whole different change to that. Like instead of just getting a random message being like, "Yo, are you okay?" by a random person.
But I think as well, obviously, when you're talking about family and stuff, because X spoke about how Cleo wasn't there at all, his mum, and his dad just left. Excuse me. And the funny thing was, after around the time that X released the Question Mark album, is when his dad sort of came back into the picture. And there was this video about when X's dad was like in the car listening to "Sad," one of X's, if not the most popular song.
Is his most popular song?
Yeah, exactly, most popular song. He's like, "Oh, this is my son, this is my son." And then you think about like, well, hold on, you haven't been there this whole time. What are you doing? And then you go on to the whole Cleo aspect and how she was as a mother, depending on, regardless of her situation, and especially how she is now after X is dead. After, you know, she's been the kind of influencer there, releasing his 2 albums, and like you said about the family not being there, having, obviously it's all great having fans, and obviously each artist has a lot of respect for their fans, but unfortunately the fans can't do everything. They can't be a family member and be there for you. And if you haven't got family members there for you in the first place, then it doesn't look good, really, for you.
Yeah, it's like oh, I forgot what I was gonna say now. It's like a lot of stuff lately, like by artists, is all sad because I would say it's mainly the fame what makes it worse for them.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously you got all these cameras on you 24/7. You can't be your own person. It's like a lot of, if you see like any famous person, they have to cover up their face. Like they have to wear hats,
Yeah,
glasses,
with paparazzi and stuff.
masks and stuff like that, so people can't see them, so they can live their daily life. But in a sense, they can't,
Yeah.
because if they get seen in public, people take a picture, they fucking expose it, be like, oh, I just saw, let's say, Brad Pitt
Doing this and that
doing
and the
that
other.
and stuff like that. Like, it's just so wrong how they can't live their life. It's like Robin Williams was
Yeah.
a depressed.
And the fact that, yeah, like he was so depressed inside, and he was
You couldn't
he
show
was,
it because the cameras were on him 24/7.
and he was like one of the most respected comedians. And I can imagine like Robin Williams being like, you know, I'm this comedian. I need to be funny for everyone. I need to be happy for everyone. If I show anyone my true side, then they're all gonna sit there and go, "What's wrong with him? Why has he done this?" And unfortunately, you know, obviously he committed suicide, which is the deepest concern, because I think at that point you can't do anything else. But like you said about the constant cameras being on them and everything, it is just the worst sort of thing for not even just rappers, just any sort of celebrity in general, you know?
Yeah. Well, guys, I think we've talked enough, anyways. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Shift Talk. I've been Frank. That's been Duff, the special guest. This will probably be one of many interviews with him, because obviously he goes to uni.
I'd love to be here another time.
Yeah.
I feel like I can talk a while, you know?
Yeah, like it's good to have like someone who you can actually have a conversation with. Obviously Lee's not here because obviously he's had stuff to do today, and John's gone to drop off his sister. But it's been great having you guys here. Sorry we haven't really talked to the chat, because we thought we would do this one where we actually just discuss the topic, not switch off topics, stay on one topic. But to be fair, I've actually really enjoyed like just sticking to one topic
Yeah,
and
me
not changed
too.
it up. But like guys, it's been great streaming for you guys. This will be on YouTube later tonight. But that has been Shift Talk. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys later.
See ya.